You want to say welcome back to Rugged and Redeemed? At least look at the camera, don't be shy. Welcome back to Rugged and Redeemed. Today we're just going to be getting supper ready and bringing you guys along for that and getting a few things done outside if we have time. Getting a few things done out in the garden.
John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life.
That's right. So we're going to bring you along today. We're making a quick meal.
Get down.
It's been super busy around here. We are in full swing and we are wore out. But we're going to throw together a quick supper and go outside and get some plants planted in the garden. Okay. Alright, I need some. Oh, we have a packet. So we're working that. Okay, so here I'm trying to get my cast iron skillet cleaned up just a little bit from breakfast. There's a little bit of grease left in the bottom of this. So I'm actually heating it up really good. And I have a grease jar on the counter there that I empty grease into, and I add water to the top of this jar, and I set it upside down in the refrigerator. And then after 24 hours or so, it's hard. You can just dump the water off and the grease stays behind. And I usually do this till I have a full jar. If there's little particles and stuff in it, I will render it down and make it pure. But I've just found that that's the easiest way to save my grease from different things. Okay, so we're moving right along here. I've heated the cast iron skillet up. I've taken the grease off of it. I've wiped majority of the grease out of the bottom of the cast iron skillet and added just a little bit of water to it and scraped anything that was on the bottom off. And now I'm just washing my cast iron skillet in the sink. I'm not sure where the myth came from that you're not supposed to wash your cast iron skillet. I will wash mine with soap and water from time to time and then throw it on the stove and get it good and hot and let it dry out completely. You'll see there's a little water left in the bottom of that. But I will get that good and hot and let it dry out. And then I will actually re-season my pan after washing it right on top of the stove. Okay, now that I have the sausage done and chopped up, I'm going to slide this off the burner and turn it off. Or you could leave it on low, whichever you prefer. And I'm going to get started on the cream of chicken. So this powder that you see in this container is actually cream of anything. However, I add chicken bouillon to this recipe in order to make it cream of chicken. And so for this recipe, it calls for a half of a cup of the cream of anything soup mix to 1 1/4 cup of water. And that equals 1 can of cream and chicken soup. So I'm going to be doubling this recipe. So you'll see me do a cup of this mixture and then 3 cups of water. Well, 2.5 cups of water. And you're just going to get it whisked up really good. You don't want any clumps in this. Usually turn mine anywhere from medium-low to medium. And I'll just continue to stir this till I've gotten all the water in there. And then as it cooks, you're going to continue to stir it so it doesn't scorch to the bottom of the pan. You don't have to stir it constantly. You just come back every now and then and just make sure it's not sticking to the bottom of the pan. So this has been cooking for a few minutes, and you'll see that it's starting to thicken up some. And that is about the desired consistency that you want from this cream of chicken soup mix, especially when you're making something like tater tot casserole, because you still are going to put it in the oven and it's going to lose a little bit more of its moisture. So this is perfect, and it is done just like it is. The next step to this is to take your cream of chicken mixture and you're going to put it in with your sausage or your beef or your meat of choice. And then you're going to lay your tater tots on the top of this, preheat your oven. If I'm in a hurry, sometimes I'll preheat it, 400, wrap it with aluminum foil and cook it really fast. Today I'm not in any type of a hurry. I started supper a little bit early, so I'm going to set my oven to 350 and cook this for about 25 minutes. Before you are done cooking it, you want to pull it back out of the oven and put a layer of cheese on top of it. And then you're going to stick it back in the oven just until the cheese is melted. And then that is it. That is all that this requires. It's very simple. I used to dirty up casserole dishes and a pan and a pot, and now I try to do as much as possible in the cast iron skillet and then just throw it directly in the oven, and it saves me a lot of time and it saves me dishes. You actually don't even have to do your cream of chicken in a different pot. You can just pull your sausage out, do it in your cast iron skillet, and then put everything together. Today I was more worried about just showing y'all the thickness and the process of cooking the cream of anything soup mixture. So I did it in a separate pot, but you definitely do not have to do that. All right, tater tots are done. I put a little bit of cheese on that and threw it in the oven for about 25 minutes on 350 just because I wasn't in a hurry. And there you go, tater tot casserole. All right, we have finished up supper and we are outside getting one of the garden beds ready. It's actually going to be a new bed that we're putting in this year, ready for plants. And Robert is definitely the muscle around here. I just get the fun of playing in the garden.
Back today we're gonna be.
Turn the light here.
Today we're gonna be.
Put the light
today.
here.
Today we're just gonna be today.
Let me see it.
Today we're gonna be today.
You want to say it now?
Today we're gonna. Hello, welcome back to Rugged Redeemed. Today we're gonna do today.
What are we doing out here?
Today.
What are we doing out here?
Today. Then I did this. Then I said, that's a close call. Wait, watch this. Let me hold that. Who's these? Where we dog poop in the garden?
Where? Where did that come from?
Let me get it. Who's boss now?
So you want 2 inches apart.
Okay, got the poop up.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so measuring out my holes here, we are about to be planting tomatoes, and your tomato spacing is 2 foot. And so to these holes, I'm adding manure, cow manure that has been sitting for a while. It's broke down. I mentioned,
That's basically cow poop.
We mentioned in the last video that we had moved to a new house, and that is accurate. We have moved to a new homestead, and it was brand new construction, which means all the dirt here has been backfilled, and there's not a lot of nutrients in our dirt. So we are starting from scratch and having to rebuild the soil here. So every year we are adding compost and different types of non-synthetic fertilizers and things like that to help our plants and our soil. And just from 1 year of planting, we can already tell a significant difference from when we first started working the ground here. So you will notice that everything we plant, we add compost to everything for that very reason. So the variety of tomatoes that we're going to be planting today is Amish paste tomatoes from Hoss Tools. I love Hoss Tools. We used some of their seeds last year, and germination rate was good, and the yield was pretty good considering our soil is not that great. We still had a pretty fruitful year overall. And in between our Amish paste tomatoes this year, we are going to interplant alyssum. I think another name for it is like blanket of snow, I'm pretty sure. We're going to interplant alyssum with our tomatoes this year to try to help with hornworms. We had so many hornworms last year, the pest pressure on this property. The hornworm, or the pest pressure all the way around last year was terrible. So this year we're going to be doing a lot of interplanting to try to naturally deter pests from our garden without having to use synthetic chemicals to do that.
They're green, and if you see them on your garden, they're hard to see, but they're hornworms, so they're basically gonna be green, and they have like 2 eyes, 2 at the front, 2 at the back.
Okay, so in this garden bed, we have Amish paste tomatoes everywhere you see a stick. These are 2-foot spacing, and in between those we have the alyssum flowers in between it. Alyssum and chamomile both have been known to keep hornworms away from your tomatoes. So we're going to try that this year. That's something we struggled with a lot last year. And then work on getting this garden, the cardboard put down in the walkways, and get all of this mulched in. And get in there, get weeds pulled, get all that under control. That is pretty much the goal for today. You just set that thing like on that fence post or something. Over there messing, boy, you'll find yourself a snake. So I'm going to try to get the clip to download from my Instagram so I can show YouTube. But sis found a snake. She was shoveling wood chips into this. Which way did you go last time?
That way.
She is shoveling wood chips into wheelbarrow. Ugh. And tossed the snake up in there.
Arrow.
All right, so sis is gathering wood chips. And she slung a snake up in this barrel, and now we're trying to find it. But I think we're going to end up having to dump it out to see what we're working with here.
I have to dump it in the, not dump it with this. Get some out.
I'm out of here.
You're going to have to just dump it. It's probably all the way to the bottom.
How do I turn this baby on?
I don't want to dump it.
Wait, it's dead.
I'll dump it.
Okay.
I
Wait, no.
don't really want to kill it because it's a garden,
What you mean?
it's a good snake.
It's a snake.
It's a little garden snake.
Yeah, but it's a snake.
Or a worm snake, whatever you want to call them. I don't know, they eat little bugs. But I don't want to play with it either, so
Kill it. There's plenty out there.
should we dump the thing out and then I don't have no boots on.
No. This thing climbs up this thing, I'm dead.
Hold on, let me turn it. Alright, guess we're gonna dump it.
Oh.
Great.
Oh, I see it.
No, you don't. Can't see it yet, boy. It's probably at the bottom.
Alright, let me see your hoe and move that stuff around. Can't be weird.
I feel safe.
There it is.
There
What?
It's in that pile you got.
Yeah. Oh, it's just a wee bit of baby.
Don't kill it.
It's
I'm
still a
not
snake.
killing it. I'm just holding it still.
Hmm.
And Tucker found some spiders. Need a tractor load down here.
I like the bug busters.
The bug busters.
Busters. Okay, any bugs?
Okay, now we're gonna have to get plenty more of that. All right, let's start.
Okay, so it looks like it's going to rain, so we're gonna head in the house. We did get a lot done today. Thank you for watching the video, and we'll see you next time.